Corruption is a cancer that spreads insidiously. It eats away at the very fabric of society, undermining trust and stability. In Africa, the impact of corruption is particularly damaging at the local level, where it affects everyday lives. Local authorities are responsible for providing essential services that communities rely on. These services include healthcare, education, and infrastructure, which are the backbone of development. When corruption festers, these critical services suffer immensely. Resources meant for public good are diverted for personal gain. People are left behind, struggling to survive. Tackling corruption is not just about punishing the guilty. It is about restoring integrity and trust in the system. It is about creating a fairer, more prosperous future for all citizens. Corruption takes many forms, and bribery is one of the most common. Embezzlement of public funds is another widespread issue, draining resources that could be used for development. Nepotism and cronyism are also rife, leading to unfair advantages and inefficiency. This means that contracts and jobs often go to friends and family regardless of their qualifications. This practice undermines meritocracy and results in poor quality work and services. This culture of impunity must end for the sake of future generations. Citizens must demand better from their leaders, holding them accountable and insisting on transparency and justice. Imagine a local government receives funds to build a new hospital. This is desperately needed by the community, where healthcare facilities are scarce and the population is in dire need of medical attention. However, corrupt officials skim off a portion of the money, diverting it away from its intended purpose. They use it to enrich themselves, buying luxurious cars, expensive homes, and living a life of opulence. The result is a substandard hospital. It lacks essential equipment, proper facilities, and adequate staff to serve the community. Lives are lost that could have been saved if the hospital had been properly funded and equipped. This is not a hypothetical scenario. It is a harsh reality faced by many communities. It plays out across Africa, affecting countless towns and villages. Education is another sector ravaged by corruption, where the future of children is at stake. Funds allocated for textbooks and teacher salaries vanish, leaving schools without the necessary resources. Schools remain understaffed and ill-equipped, with broken windows and overcrowded classrooms. Children receive a subpar education, struggling to learn in an environment that lacks basic necessities. Their future prospects are diminished as they are unable to compete in a global economy. This vicious cycle of poverty and inequality persists, trapping generations in a struggle for survival. Corruption breeds distrust. When citizens see their leaders stealing, they lose faith in the system. They become cynical. They are less likely to participate in democratic processes. This apathy only benefits the corrupt. It allows them to operate with impunity. Tackling corruption is essential for good governance. It means promoting transparency and accountability. It means establishing strong institutions. These institutions must be independent. They must be able to investigate and prosecute corruption without fear or favor. Section 4. A magnet for investment. No business wants to invest in a corrupt environment. It is too risky. Companies want to know that their investments are safe. They want to operate on a level playing field. Corruption creates uncertainty and instability. This scares away foreign direct investment. When corruption is tackled, the opposite happens. Investors gain confidence. They see a country that is open for business. They see a country with a bright future. This leads to economic growth and job creation. Section 5. Breaking the poverty trap. In this section, we delve into the harsh realities faced by those trapped in poverty, particularly in African regions. Corruption hits the poor hardest. It is a vicious cycle that perpetuates their suffering and limits their opportunities. They are the ones who rely most on public services. These services are often their only lifeline, providing essential healthcare, education, and social support. They are the ones who are most vulnerable to extortion and bribery. Corruption drains resources that should be used to improve their lives. When money is stolen from healthcare, it is the poor who suffer most. They face inadequate medical facilities and a lack of essential medicines. When education budgets are looted, it is the poor who are denied opportunities. Their dreams of a better future are shattered. Fighting corruption is not just about economics. It is about restoring dignity and hope to those who have been marginalized. It is about social justice, ensuring that everyone has access to the resources they need to thrive. It is about creating a fairer society, a society where every child can dream big and achieve their potential. A society where everyone has the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their background. Together, we can break the poverty trap and build a brighter future for all. Section 6. Justice for all. Corruption undermines the rule of law. It erodes trust in institutions. It creates a climate of impunity. This is dangerous for any society, but it is particularly damaging for emerging democracies. When citizens see that justice is applied selectively, they lose faith in the system. This can lead to instability and unrest. It can undermine the very foundations of democracy. Fighting corruption is essential for consolidating democracy. It is essential for building a more just and equitable society.